Welcome to Tuesday at 10 a.m. You're listening to WZNC, LP Bethlehem, North Country Community Radio, 99.9 FM, and streaming online at nococommunityradio.org. I'm Amanda McKeen, and this is North of Normal. 1 year ago, I sat down behind this microphone for the very first time. I didn't have a grand plan, and I was just as nervous back then as I am today. But I had a simple belief. Every person has a story worth hearing if you're willing to slow down long enough to listen. Over the past year, we've talked with business owners, artists, volunteers, community leaders, adventurers, and neighbors. We've laughed, reflected, disagreed occasionally, and learned a lot about what makes this corner of the world so special. What I've come to appreciate most is that the people around us are almost always more interesting than we realize. The person we wave to at the post office, the person serving coffee, the person sitting quietly at a town meeting. Everyone carries experiences, challenges, wisdom, and stories that we rarely get to hear. Today feels especially fitting because we're celebrating two birthdays. North of Normal turns 1 year old this month. And my guest today, Dick Bielefield, celebrated his 98th birthday just a few days ago on Sunday. Dick has served his country, his community, and countless organizations over the course of a remarkable life. I'm so grateful he's spending part of his birthday week with us. Dick, welcome to North of Normal.
Thank you.
So I gotta be honest, I was thinking before we got here this morning that I don't even know what questions to ask somebody who is almost a century years old. So I'm going to really rely on you a little bit to kind of tell me what's most important at this point in your life and what you most want people to know about you.
The most important thing was my next breath.
Your next breath?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
That's pretty simple.
Yep.
But before we get into your life and all of the interesting experiences that you've had, I do like to explain to listeners how I know my guests. For those who are tuning in for the first time today, thank you so much for being here. My show is by invite only. So I have, it's usually people that I just meet in the community organically or through recommendations. And Dick, I met you at the Inkwell.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just kind of happenstance. I was there meeting with Becky Colpitts, and we were talking, and she was going to be on the show. And you and your wife, Kathy, happened to be there, and you greeted Becky, and Becky introduced me to you.
Right.
And the first thing I noticed about you was that you were incredibly tall. How tall are you?
6'4".
That's pretty tall.
Or so.
Yeah, you have a very commanding presence because of your height.
No, because my rich uncle made me.
Okay, so that's like 3 times now that you've mentioned your rich uncle this
Right.
morning, and I just want to make sure our listeners know that means Uncle Sam.
Right.
That means the U.S. government.
Yeah.
Okay, in case it comes up again.
Yeah, we're not trying to confuse you.
Yeah, definitely not. But I met you there, and right away, I recognized that, you know, there was some seasoned life in front of me, and I said, oh, hey, you should come on my radio show. I didn't even know you, Dick, and I already extended an invite.
Yeah.
But time went by. I don't know how much time, like months and months.
I think that was about February.
Last February?
I think,
Well, it couldn't have been because my show started in June.
This year?
Last year.
Last year.
Oh, you think we met in February this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how you keep track of that, but I'm going to just believe you.
I take my shoes off.
So months went by and nothing ever came of it. But I recently was invited to speak at the Littleton Rotary Club. And guess who was there? It was you. Mm-hmm. And you were just sitting quietly listening. And afterwards, I was walking by and you grabbed my arm and you're like, hey, didn't you invite me to be on your radio show? And I was like, yes, I did. And so we made a plan right then and there. Kathy, thank you for being instrumental in making that happen. But that's really what triggered this moment right now to happen. And I learned just last week that your birthday was on Sunday. So cool that you're here. Thank you for saying yes and for being here during your birthday week.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm sure you have big plans.
No. I've been trying to escape it for I don't know how long.
Yeah? Your birthday?
Yeah. Yep.
How do you feel about turning 98?
No better or worse than anything else.
Yeah. Do you celebrate birthdays?
Well, sort of.
How?
I let everybody else bring in the cake and so forth.
Yeah.
And so they don't get upset. I help devour it.
So did you have cake on Sunday?
Oh, yeah.
What kind?
Oh, well, we had one Saturday. What was that one that we had Saturday?
Rhubarb whipped cream cake on Friday.
Okay, rhubarb ice cream cake or whatever on Friday.
Rhubarb, that is amazing.
Yeah, it was.
You don't get more New England than that.
Not hardly.
Not
and
hardly.
Actually, the lady that made it was from South America.
No, she's from Indonesia.
Oh, I'm sorry, Indonesia.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're not here to talk about cake as much as I want to keep talking about cake.
There are all those calories.
I think you could stand to use some.
Yeah, right.
So, Dick, one of the biggest questions I have for you is how the heck you ended up here in the North Country.
Oh, that's an easy one.
All right.
When I was in high school, when I was in high school, we came up to climb in Franconia Ridge.
You're a climber?
Well, I was.
Okay.
At 89, you don't do much climbing anymore.
Right.
But we came up, we got out of the car in the notch, climbed up to the hut, got there just in time to get a fire started so we could have supper.
Yeah.
And the lightning flashed and the rain poured down. So we took a can of beans and ate them cold.
Yeah.
Went to bed and got up the next morning. And from that shelter, you could see nothing but hot fog. So we just hung around because, not knowing what's out there, I couldn't quite see. I wanted to go tramping around someplace that was going to be pretty strange.
Yeah.
So Franconia Ridge, there's a place called the Knife Edge. And I didn't know what that was or where it was or anything of the sort, so we just hung around. And about noon, as I recall, it started to lighten up. We headed out, went across the Knife Edge, and got as far as the corral up there on Lafayette. And I sat in the corral and watched. And looking down at the notch, I have never seen color like that.
No.
Never. All the colors of the rainbow. And the clouds lifted and finally blew away, and lo and behold, you could see I was really blown away with it.
Yeah.
I mean, so we kept going, went across, spent the night at I can't remember the name of the pond, but anyway, there was a shelter there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went on over to Crawford. And when we got to Crawford, the woods further on were closed, so we had to pack up and come home. But I decided that there were worse things that I could do than wander around in the woods.
Yeah.
So we went home, and since then, as long as I was able, I kept coming back and following one trail or another and see what's out there to see.
Okay, so you were exploring.
Yeah.
Where was home at that time?
Connecticut.
Okay.
Right in the center part of the state.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're driving up on weekends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weekends, or preferably long weekends. We always generally had one week long every summer.
Yeah.
And then somehow or another I got introduced to skiing. So we got a pretty good ski area down the way. Get up and tried that. Decided that I couldn't see a better place to ski than the mountain anyway.
Cannon?
Cannon.
So you came up and skied Cannon?
Came up and skied Cannon, yep.
So were you hiking in the summer and skiing in the winter?
Yep, when I could get loose to do it.
Yep. Who introduced you to this area? How did you hear about it?
I don't know. There was 5 or 6 of us, and the leader said we ought to go up and climb. And we did a lot of hiking, actually.
Was this Eagle Scouts?
No, it was a scouting group.
Okay.
But not Eagle. Anyway, we had done a lot of climbing, hiking, I guess more than the case, because they don't have much by way of mountains in Connecticut.
Right.
But one thing led to another, and I came up here and looked around and finally decided, there's a lot of worse places to live. Maybe I could live here. So finally, after I married, we were coming up, and we had talked about getting some winter, someplace we could use for a ski hut. And I came through Franconia, and right in the middle of town, there was a sign that said "For Sale." So I went up to saw the gal whose place I had been staying at.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Betty, what's with that place that's got the "For Sale" sign? She said, well, I know who has the key. Would you like to look at it? Sure. So she got the key. We went down and went through it. Top, upside, downside, attic, cellar, everything else.
Yeah.
And the more I looked at it, well, let's take the key back. And who's the realtor? She said, he's down in Franconia. Okay, so we went. She took the key back, and we went down. And I said to him, I see you have a sign on the house up the way. What are the details? He said, would you like to look at it? I said, sure. So we went back up and had a Cecil B. DeMille production. I'm sure when we got through, he didn't have a clue that we had been through it
Yeah.
And we finally got through, came out on the yard, and I said, where are the lines? Because I don't want to get into trouble with anybody.
The boundary lines?
Yes.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know. And I'm thinking, you're the realtor, for heaven's sake. You know, do you make any money at realty? Well, anyway, he went across the street, and there was a big yellow apartment house. It had about 2 apartments, one on each side of the center hall. And there was an old lady in there who had the Boston Post cane, which probably means nothing to you.
It doesn't. What is that?
It isn't now, but it used. The Boston Post gave all the towns around, and I don't know how extensive it was, but they gave them canes to distribute so that the cane would go to the oldest citizen.
Yeah.
And when they passed, it would pass the next one, and so on.
Okay.
It was supposed to go sort of forever. I don't think today you could find one of them, but I'd be real interesting I have never. The only one I ever saw was the one she had when she came across the road.
So she was old.
Well, yeah, and I don't know how old.
Okay.
So she was, at that point, the oldest person in Franconia. Came across, she said, you got a problem? I said, no, I'm trying to avoid it. She said, well, what do you want to know? I said, I'm trying to figure out where the line on that property is. So there was a round stone about 1 foot in diameter, sort of a reddish color, and she took the cane and banged on it 3 or 4 times. She said, well, that's from the foundation of the old mill, and it would be the boundary line, and I'm not going to worry about it if you don't. I said, nope, I'm just trying to stay out of trouble. So she went back across the street, and subsequently I had a chance to get into her house. In the attic, the chimney, there were 2 chimneys came up, and they bridged. I've never seen it work like they did to put those things together. 2 of them went together and went out through one stack.
Weird.
Yeah. But I don't know how long she lasted. I know that the fellow that owned across the street bought the place, tore it down. Why, I don't know. But anyway, tore it down and built a little bungalow, so to speak.
So, Dick, when did you buy the house?
Yep.
After you met this woman across the street?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we came back across, and I said to the realtor, how much do they want? He said $19,500. I said, well, I'll tell you what. There's no land with it. I'll give you $9 and not a penny more.
$9?
$9.
Instead of $19,500?
Yeah.
And he said yes.
No, he said, I shall have to relay your offer. So Betty, who would help me with it, she said, well, let's go back down the house. So we went back, and I don't remember. Normally it would be coffee or beer, and I don't remember what we had. But
okay.
Anyway, we sat there and talked, and the phone rang, and he said, I've talked to the owners, they'll take your offer. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I don't have any money. How the hell do I do this?
You made an offer and you didn't have the money?
Yeah.
You're crazy.
No, it worked.
That's amazing. Okay, so what was the next step? What did you do?
Find money.
How?
Well, I called my dad. I bought a car a week before. Called Dad and asked him if the bank would loan me. He said, I'll ask him. And I scraped up every penny I had.
Yeah.
And finally, the gal who had the ski lodge, her mother, I I'd get up there and, she'd have the place full of people. There'd be 100 people sleeping on the floor and so forth. And the kitchen was a disaster. Well, you can't have a bigger disaster than you do in a scout camp with 200 kids. So I went out and I said, excuse me, I said, Betty, you need some help? She said, yeah. Okay, tell me what to do. And from then, every time I was there, I went and worked in the kitchen, but she would never charge me again either.
Okay. At the scout camp?
No, this was this was a ski lodge.
Oh, at the ski lodge. Yeah. Okay.
So I was paying $5 a night or $5 for the weekend. I've forgotten. It's a long time ago.
Yeah. Wow, $5 a night sounds amazing at this point.
Yeah, it does. But that was a different world anyway.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so how old were you when you bought this house with imaginary money that then showed up?
Oh, it was real money.
Well, it showed up later.
Yeah. Oh, I got another story on that.
Oh, boy. I'm sure you have tons of stories, Dick.
How old was I? Probably 23 or 4.
Oh, you were pretty young.
Yeah.
What was your plan?
I have a place to ski.
Yeah, it was all about skiing?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have a job at this point?
Oh, yeah. I had a job in Connecticut. I was working for the Boy Scouts down there.
All right.
So I'd get away for a weekend or a week or something and come up here.
Oh, that's right. It was your seasonal spot, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So at what point did you commit to living here full time?
Well, that was 99. I had been able to rent it and so forth to keep paying the bills.
Okay.
But my then wife had Parkinson's.
She did?
She did.
Yeah.
And it was obvious things weren't getting any better.
Yeah.
So I retired after 40 years with the Boy Scouts, and came up here, moved into the house, and
the one that you bought when you were 23.
Yeah, and financed all the way through. I rented it for this, or in fact, one of the times I had a ski club in there. I just happened to go by, and there were a whole lot of cars there. I walked inside and looked around, and we had, I think, set it up so they were all happy. And one of the guys, this fellow came out of one of the bunk rooms, and he says, "Hey, Dick," he said, "what do you think about this place?" I said, "Well, I think it's pretty nice because I wouldn't have bought it otherwise." Mm-hmm. And I could tell there were his partners in crime and back were waving around, saying, "Shut up, shut up, shut up! Don't tell him anything." So he just said something, and he says, "Don't you like it?" Yeah, I said, "Yeah, that's why I bought it."
Do you think he was trying to buy it off you?
No, I don't.
No.
I think he was numb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Dick, I want to ask you about something that you kind of mentioned briefly before we were on air. When we were putting on our headsets to test out the mics and everything, you said, "Oh, I used to wear these headphones all the time."
Yeah, they were cans.
They were cans?
That's what we called them.
Oh, okay. And it wasn't for a radio.
Oh, God, no.
So can you share with our listeners a little bit about your experience with wearing a headset?
Yeah. I well, I got wound up with Uncle Sam's Canoe Club.
Canoe Club?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Navy.
The Navy, okay.
And I was a cryptologic technician.
Cryptologic technician.
Right. Codes and ciphers. If I told you what I did,
You'd have to kill me.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. But we would listen to the Russians and so on and so, about anything out there. We even listened to some of our own people. And we did traffic analysis on it.
Did you learn other languages?
Well, I did. When we were copying the Russians, I did learn a couple, but I couldn't tell you today what they were or what they meant.
Yeah.
Because we always had a linguist in the spaces.
Okay.
And I don't know what we were copying.
You don't?
No, I have no idea.
Did that job ever get boring to you?
God, no.
What was the most exciting part of it?
Well, the most exciting part was when we were doing traffic analysis on our own. We got wound up. They had a fleet exercise down off of, more or less off of Long Island.
Okay.
And we were copying, and I was I had was in charge then of a group of people who were at a site in Cromwell, Connecticut, up on top of a hill, and we copied, transcribed it, and then we sent it on. So everything's going very nicely, and there's one of the destroyers. Well, I back up. I got to the point where it was noontime, and I said to the other guys, "Look, why don't you guys go get a lunch, and I'll go after y'all come back." So they left, went out to get lunch, and I'm sitting there all alone, and nothing's happening. It's just all dead air.
Mm-hmm.
And when you had dead air, every 5 minutes you put in no signals and jump the log.
Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden there had been a young fellow, and it was obvious he had never sat a circuit, and he'd never been on a mic.
Okay.
Okay. And he started to get flustered. And I can't use the language, but he said, "Oh, shucks, we're all screwed up." In other words, and the next thing you know, there's this very gruff voice that, "This is Admiral so-and-so. I want the name and unit of that last transmission." So I'm thinking, God, I hope the first class in the shack is on to this.
Okay.
And they had to have somebody in there watching things, and so I'll think everything went fine until finally this kid, as I say, "Oh shucks, we're all screwed up." Then the Admiral comes on, and then the fellow on that watch supervisor comes on, and he says, "Admiral, we may be screwed up, but we're not that screwed up." And I never heard any of them again.
You didn't?
No. I almost fell out of the chair.
So your job was just to write down what you heard?
Yes. Yeah.
Not translate it or...
Oh, well, in that case, it was our people.
Yeah.
So I had nothing to translate.
Right.
But even when we were copying, let's say, the Russians or something else, we would copy whatever their signals was exactly as we got it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a linguist there that would be able to translate it. It didn't make any sense to us. I mean, all I had was a bunch of crap on a paper.
Yeah. How strange to write something down and not know what it meant.
Yeah, well, hope you didn't.
Yeah. So how long did you do that for?
Well, I had 40 years, 2 months, and 1 day of naval service.
Wow.
Before I got through.
And you did that job the entire time?
No, I did. I was a cryptologic, as I said. At that point, I was a radioman. But then later, I was a cryptologic technician. And I was then in Philadelphia Navy Yard, and we were taking traffic from units all over the East Coast, translating it, and then sending it off to Fort Meade.
Okay.
So they could do whatever they were doing with it.
Yeah. You were a messenger.
Sort of. We were kind of the middleman.
Yeah.
But without us, they didn't get it.
Right. What do you think about all of the technology that exists now when you remember what you used to do?
That I'm glad I retired when I did.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think, does that mean that today is, I don't know, how do you view today's technology?
Oh my God. There's stuff out there that there aren't enough brown bottles in the day for it.
Say that again?
There aren't enough brown bottles in the day.
I'm not sure I'm familiar with that phrase.
What comes in brown bottles?
Beer?
Yeah.
Oh.
Any kind of alcohol.
Okay, gotcha.
You know.
There aren't enough brown bottles in a day.
Right.
I'm learning so much from you, just all of these, like, sayings that you have.
Yeah.
All right, so where in this adventuring, you've talked about being in the Navy, you've talked about being in the, coming up and skiing and hiking. You mentioned you had a wife with Parkinson's.
Yes.
Does that mean you had a family at some point?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're not. Well, I totally now is 4 kids.
You have 4 children?
Yes. All grown.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about how you met your first wife?
My first wife worked in the same building I did. She working for the Girl Scouts. I was working for the Boy Scouts.
Oh. Well, that sounds like it was perfect.
Well, it might have been.
Yeah?
Yeah. It didn't last.
No?
No.
So how old were you when you first got married?
Oh, about the same as when I bought the house in the 20s.
Okay, early 20s?
Yeah, maybe mid.
Yeah. And did you have children with her?
Yeah, 2.
Okay.
4.
2. In fact, one of them came up to visit to last night. So.
Oh. Kathy's saying you have 4 children with her.
With Kathy?
No, with your first wife.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you
Oh, wait a minute.
Dan, Donna.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
My second wife, we didn't have any children.
Okay.
She died of Parkinson's in 2009.
Okay.
And
you were up here at that point, right?
yes, I retired because she had the Parkinson's and obviously needed help.
So you were taking care of her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But she needed help that I couldn't give her. Actually, I can't remember. There was an outfit that was sort of her caretaker, if you will. And they convinced me that I couldn't take care of her any longer.
Yep.
And we took her to a nursing home in Franconia, where the heck was it? Anyway, up the road a bit.
Whitefield?
No, not Whitefield. Lancaster.
Lancaster.
Yeah, thanks.
That must have been hard.
Well, I could have passed it over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when did you meet Kathy?
Oh, that.
Your current wife.
Yes. We both were working for. Well, let me back up. The Boy Scouts had a program generally speaking, every spring, training people who are going to go back to key leadership positions at scout camps.
Mm-hmm.
Directors, program directors, aquatics, you name it. So I got involved in shooting sports.
Very cool.
Yeah. And got the right certifications, and I could go in and teach people to shoot. And she was on the staff. Because most of the camps had Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts both.
Okay.
Together. We felt that, and I couldn't help but agree, Cub Scouts at their age group don't need the same program that the Boy Scouts are getting.
Yeah.
It's too advanced.
What's the age difference there?
The Cubs would be about 6 to maybe 10.
Okay.
Somewhere.
So you met Kathy through this shooting program?
Yeah, we were both on the staff of one of they called them camp school, and we were training the people who were going back to camps all over the East,
mm-hmm.
generally, to run a good program. Well, she showed up, and I don't know, one thing led to another.
She's a Cub Scout specialist.
She's saying she was a Cub Scout specialist. That was her title.
Yes.
We're going to have Kathy come on the mic at some point.
Probably.
All right, so you met Kathy.
Yeah.
One thing led to another.
Yeah. Next thing you know, we were up somewhere in the back end of Maine.
Oh, nice.
Getting married.
You got married in Maine?
Yeah.
Where?
Sangerville, Maine.
God, I can't remember the place.
I'm from Maine. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, it was a little place up in the northern part.
Yeah?
Sangerville.
Sangerville?
Sangerville.
Okay, I don't know that town.
Well, it's sort of like Sugar Hill.
Is it?
Don't close your eyes, you're out of it.
There's a lot of places like that in Maine.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I spent a while at Winter Harbor.
You did?
Yeah. My rich uncle sent me there.
There's your rich uncle again.
Yeah. I spent the best part of one winter enjoying it.
Was that sarcasm?
No.
Okay, it was real.
No.
It's hard to tell with you sometimes.
Well, that's all right. Keep them on their toes.
You do. And I read that, I was Google searching you, and you had a nice article about you a couple years ago in the Union Leader, I think, and somebody had commented about how you were as sharp as a tack. And I think that's still true. So you and Kathy got married. What year was that?
01.
01?
Mm-hmm.
So you've been married 25 years?
I guess. I'd have to take
You met him at Inklo was actually our 25th anniversary.
Oh.
I'd have to take my shoes off to figure it out anyway.
I don't know what that means.
Well, I got more than 10 years, though, because You got to get some more fingers or toes or something.
Oh, I gotcha. Oh, man. Thank you for being patient with me.
Oh, no problem.
I feel a little bit dense right now. All right.
Don't be. It doesn't bother me.
No?
No.
Okay.
Not in the least.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So you and Kathy have been married 25 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time. But
compared to, I don't know, maybe.
Kathy, what's the age difference between you guys?
25 years.
25 years?
5 years, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, it's kind of nice to have it because as I aged, I need more and more help all the time.
Yeah, she's a good help for you.
Yeah, she is.
I mean, even just coming in here to the radio station, she's, looking out for you all the time.
Yep.
So, Dick, when you think about your entire life, there's a lot more to think about than if I think about my life. What are the things that stand out to you at this point about your life? I know that's a really big question.
It is.
But, what are the things that have meant the most to you?
Well, I have to say that the Navy gave me some opportunities I probably would never have had. I mean, at one point they sent me to Pearl Harbor.
You went to Pearl Harbor?
Yeah, went to Pearl Harbor, and we were replicating the Soviet ocean surveillance system. And I can't tell you any more.
Okay, I won't ask.
I can tell you what it is, but not why we were replicating it, because I don't know.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, they didn't tell us much.
Yeah.
Just, we want you to do this. Oh, okay. So one day I said to the guy that was in charge, look, I didn't come 6,000 miles to sit in a building. I said, I'm going to take my car, I'm going to go up the east side of this island, across the top and come down. I'm going to go out to the Arizona, and I'm going to go to I can't remember the name of the cemetery. There was a cemetery up on the hill where they buried a lot of the folks who died in the Pearl Harbor attack.
Mm-hmm.
So I went down to the well, they had I don't know quite how to describe it, but they had a theater set up down on the edge of the beach.
Okay.
And they would do a film of the Pearl Harbor attack. And while we were there, I don't know why I caught it, but anyway, I saw a movement out of my eye, and I turned and looked, and it was an elderly Japanese couple, and they had been there. I saw them come in. It didn't take much of it. But anyway, they came in and looked around, found a place, sat down, and about a third of the way through, they got up and left. Well, this is cute. So when we got down from there, if you were going out to the Arizona, you went out down, and there was a pier. You got on a boat, and they took you out. Well, I got off the boat out at the hulk and looked around, and here's this guy and his wife, and they weren't born yesterday by a long shot.
Mm-hmm.
They're standing by the rail, and he's got his hands like he had flown somewhere. And I'm thinking, you sucker, you were here before. And I had the worst urge to send him swimming.
Did you?
Oh, if it was up to me, I'd have dumped him over the rail.
Oh, man.
But that would only have created, and I said, wait a minute, you like the job you got. Don't start an international problem.
Uh-huh.
Because you might even end up as a guest of Uncle Sam for a period. So, okay. So I went on in. It was, if you've ever been there, or if you've never been there, for heaven's sakes, go into the memorial.
Okay.
And it's a memorial to 2,000 people who died in the thing. But I don't know. I couldn't tell you what I felt.
No?
No. But I did.
But you felt something.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not remembering what year the bombing happened.
June 7th, June 6th.
I guess we could Google it.
Yeah, I should be able to remember it, but
December something, wasn't it, dear?
December 7th, 1941.
December 7th, yeah.
So you were pretty young then.
Yep. Yeah, we were out skating on a pond next to the house when the news came through, and
Yeah.
my mother came out to the door, and because we were only probably far as here and across the street, get in here, I want you to hear this.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that we had any idea what we were listening to, but it was amazing.
Yeah, it was a profound moment,
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Hmm.
And one thing led to another.
So besides Pearl Harbor, what other moments stick out in your mind when you think back on your 98 years of life?
Well, I think living in Sugar Hill is, I've never regretted going there. There's the people in this area are different.
Are they?
They are. Where do you find people here who are worried or concerned and will take care of their neighbors? And we get that all the time in Sugar Hill.
When did you move to Sugar Hill?
June. No, it was July of 2009.
No, 1992.
Okay.
All right, 1992, whatever. But I say I moved there because Carol had Parkinson's, and
Yeah.
it was obvious that she couldn't live alone.
Yeah. So it was when she went to the nursing home that you moved to Sugar Hill?
No.
No.
I took care of her for several years.
Okay.
Yeah, one day I came in and she's standing by the sink, and her feet are, I don't know, couldn't describe what they were doing. And I said, honey, what's the matter? She said, I can't get my feet to work.
Oh.
And I said, well, I'll tell you, go get your keys, because there's no way that we can let you go driving again, because you can't have going down the street at 50 miles an hour and have your feet not work. If you want to go somewhere, tell me. I'll take you.
Yeah.
But that, you can't drive. And no argument, no nothing. She just walked in the other room, came back, handed them to me.
That was nice.
Yeah. Because I thought I'd get an argument. And most of us would.
Yes.
But she didn't.
Well, it's interesting to hear you talk about being the caregiver.
Yeah. Now the little shoes on another foot.
Yeah. It's good your feet work.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So do you get offended if people call you old?
No, that's on them.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you consider yourself old?
I figure I'm here because the boss don't want me yet.
The boss doesn't want you yet. Yeah.
You know, the military, you're going to be around. When your number's up, you're going to go.
Yeah.
And my number hasn't come up
Yeah.
yet.
So what's your plan? Like, why do you get up in the morning?
Because I can't stay in bed.
What's your purpose?
Purpose?
Yeah.
Get up, have breakfast, and survive the rest of the day.
Yeah.
What's your bigger life purpose, I think, is what she's asking.
Yeah, I'm asking for, like, why.
Why what?
Why you try every day. What's your bigger purpose?
I don't have one.
You don't have one?
No.
Why did you say yes to this opportunity on the radio?
Because you asked.
Because I asked?
Yeah. I had to think about it a while, obviously.
Yeah.
Then I figured, well, I don't know why in the world she wants to do this, but because I'm not anything spectacular. But if she'd like to do it, I guess I can accommodate her.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Well, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that you are pretty involved with the select board in Sugar Hill, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think you have plans to retire from that?
I had plans to retire, 3 years ago. And then we had I'll be kind, a fellow from Boston come up and start to tell us how to do things in town. And he was about as obnoxious as anybody I could think of.
Who do you like working with on the select board now?
You know, I have never had, probably in the third or fourth group, but I've never had any situation that I didn't enjoy. We've always had a select board that was able to get along and do what's necessary and so on.
Yeah. That's great.
It was, yeah. I can't imagine having a select board that sat there each other's necks all the time.
Yeah. I think it's probably even more important for a small town to have a group that respects each other and collaborates.
Yeah, well, but this latest term, I'll back up a little bit. The doctor caused me to go one more term than I wasn't intending to.
Okay.
So when this term's up, I probably will not run again.
Okay. I think
40-odd years is just about long enough.
I think it is. I think it's time for a break.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the...
Besides, the pay is lousy.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah. No, I got to explain that. At one point, I got a check. We were paying the select board then. And when I did my taxes, the $1,000 I got from the town went to Uncle Sam because I had to pay $1,000 in taxes.
Well, that was kind of perfect.
Yeah, but that wasn't, you work a year for $1,000 and Uncle Sam takes it. Thank you very much.
I hear you.
Only he didn't say thank you.
Right. Never.
No. So I went in and told the secretary, I said, look, this is what's happened. It's crazy for me to get money and turn it around. I might as well give it to Uncle Sam now and save the middleman.
Mm-hmm.
So let's cut it out. Don't give me a check again, ever.
Gotcha.
And that's been probably 30 years I haven't gotten paid.
Okay.
And and God bless them, the other 3 went along with me. The other 2, I'm sorry. So we put money in the budget for the select board every year.
Yeah.
But we haven't taken it for God knows, I can't tell you how long. So it's at least 30 years.
Sounds like you're a pretty sensible guy.
Well, there's no point being a jackass.
So, Dick, we've got about 5 minutes left, and you know what I would love for you to share?
What?
What advice would you give people that are younger than you for living their life?
Okay.
Let's pull out some wisdom here.
Well, one, whatever happens, for God's sake, tell the truth. Because it's only going to come home and bite you if you don't.
Very wise words.
Yeah. And then the other thing, I think, find something you like and you can do. If you have to get up and beat yourself up to go to work every morning, you better find another job.
Yeah.
It just does not make sense.
Okay.
Those 2 at least.
All right. So
I'll probably think of another one in about next 2 hours, but that's okay.
You'll have to come back. So the 2 big pieces of advice, just so I make sure I caught this right. Tell the truth.
Yeah.
If you don't, it'll come back and bite you in the butt.
Absolutely.
And then the second one was find a job that you enjoy.
Right. Yeah. Like I say, if you have to beat yourself up to go to work, there's no... Why? Why in the world would anybody... I can never...
Yeah.
Figure out why anybody would do that.
No.
I can remember seeing some of these young kids in the service. Oh, God, all they did was complain.
Yeah. I had a guest on. His name's Roy Brewster. Do you know Roy?
No.
Roy's advice, I think he's turned 80.
Yeah.
So he's a young whippersnapper compared to you. But his advice was, don't be upset about your life. Don't complain about your life. Yeah. He talked about being a younger version of himself and always wishing something was different. And then looking back saying, you know what, I should have appreciated those things that I had.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
And one other thing, I guess, when I was in college, I was a forester, so we took a forestry field trip down through the east and went across into as far as West Virginia. Well, on the way out, we stopped at the office of the Virginia State Forester. We went in there. He had greeted us and so on, and then I noticed on his desk he had the most beautiful plaque I've ever seen. It was hand carved, color, you name it. It was just absolutely exquisite. And I looked at it, and it said, "Remember rule number," whatever, I don't remember that now. It said, "Never take yourself too damn seriously."
Nice.
And that's good advice.
Yes.
Yeah. So we add that to the others.
All right. Don't take yourself too seriously.
Yep.
That's perfect.
Yep. I thought so.
Yeah.
And I always wanted a plaque like that.
Oh, and you don't have one?
I don't.
Then that's your birthday present for next year.
Oh,
We know what we can get you.
my grandson, the last birthday I had, he writes in the book, that was for 95, see you at 200 then. Or 100, or 100.
100.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're almost there.
Yeah. Yeah, and somebody up there is in charge, and God knows how far it'll go.
Well, I'm so glad you're here with us today.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and we're at the top of the hour, so I do want to remind everyone, you've been listening to North of Normal on WZNC LP Bethlehem, North Country Community Radio, 99.9 FM, and streaming online at nococommunityradio.org. As we wrap up today's conversation, I want to thank Dick for joining us and for sharing some of the stories and the lessons and the perspectives that come with nearly a century of life. I also want to take a moment to thank you, the listeners. North of Normal officially turns 1 year old this month, and none of this would exist without the people who tune in every week, suggest guests, stop me on the street to talk about an episode, or simply make space for these conversations in their lives. In a world that often feels rushed, I've learned that there is still tremendous value in sitting down with another person and being genuinely curious about who they are. That's what this show has always been about. Thank you for spending the past year with me. I'm Amanda McKeen. I will see you back here next Tuesday. Dick, thank you again for being here with us today.
You're more than welcome.
It has been a huge honor to have you.
Oh, I'm not much.
Oh, but you are. Until next week, stay grounded, stay curious, and stay a little north of normal.